Hi, I'm Trisha, the founder and lead organizer of the Power Platform School. I want to share something with you. I've been in IT for over 15 years at this point, and I've frequently been the only female, the only Black person. Some watching this may be able to relate, but I hope that all of you watching this can empathize. Underrepresentation affects not only the output of our solutions and products in tech, but it also affects us all as individuals. With the number of people in the Microsoft community who are Black stalling at between 3 to 4% each year globally, this year, according to the Nigel Frank Salary Survey, it's currently at 4%. More needs to be done. The Power Platform School reaches out to the Black community for anyone interested in a tech career and provides them with an opportunity to learn about the Power Platform as well as skills necessary to be an effective consultant. It provides them with skilled trainers and also pairs them with mentors to help guide them on their path to a tech career. The aim of the school is not only to see that needle move from 4% to a more positive direction, but to ensure that all our participants have the knowledge and support to take their first steps into a career in tech. So let's hear from some of our participants who share what the school has been like for them.
Before starting the school, I just saw that it sounded like something that was very interesting. I've always had like this interest in tech, so I was like, this is a great opportunity for me to like tap into that and learn more about that. You hear Power Platform and you're just like, okay, what is this? And the way they explained it, it was easier, more user-friendly to create, new applications for multiple different things. So I was like, I'm definitely interested.
It's been an eye-opener. Yes, it has, because it's set me on the path of obviously looking into a career in sort of the tech world, and it's given me an idea of sort of what to expect if it was that it's a career that I want to pursue. So it's a good starting point, especially for me who didn't sort of have that background before in terms of Power Platform. So it's helped to give me that understanding, and obviously now I can build on that. If I was to get an opportunity somewhere else, at least I'm not going sort of blind. I'm starting from somewhere and have some understanding of the concepts. Yeah.
The Power Platform School, this was really, really, really good school, because before that, for like almost a year and a half, I was struggling to get a job. I went to interviews, getting rejected after rejection. So coming back to the Power Platform School, going hard for like 2 months, and I'm already seeing rewards, all because of talking to other people, communicating with other people, and networking with other people. And also having a mentor is the key as well. I realized having a mentor, someone who can guide you, not just career-wise, but in all everyday life. So if you're having any issues, you can always ask them how to solve. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
I'm grateful. It changed everything. Now you change me. I supposed to be like an Azure solution architect. Now you make me dig deep into Dynamics 365 CRM. I even have now a trial version. So now you changed my backup plans also. My backup plan is to learn penetration testing so I can do bounty hunting. But now you gave me Power Platform. I started from UPass. Then I got to Softomotive, then Win Automation. And finally, I made Power Platform community, especially with my school now, where I want to contribute on the next program. It changed my life. Automation changed my life.
So the school has only been possible with the support of the Microsoft community, where we've drawn trainers to guide mentees and participants through technical training courses such as Data in a Day, App in a Day, to essential skills needed to be a fully rounded consultant such as change management and project methodology. Let's hear from some of our trainers.
One of the key things that I believe in, I'm not from the UK, I'm from South Africa. I saw a lot of this type of thing where people from different backgrounds weren't being included in things. And I really wanted to be a part of a much wider movement rather than just kind of sitting around pressing buttons on a keyboard.
I got involved in the program because mentorship and training and development and helping people to build their careers is something that I think is a responsibility of everybody. It doesn't matter where you are in your own career. There's somebody above you, but there's also somebody below you, and every person will have had some experience that is useful to someone else. And I think as a human, it's everybody's responsibility to share those experiences with other people. So we have a learned knowledge between us. We have a greater knowledge between us.
So the training that I was doing was the virtual agents, and there was one point in the training where like one of the tasks is down one of the branches in the conversation, you send it off to a different topic that you'd already created. And we got to that point in the training, and one of the attendees in the chat was like, and it sent it to the other training and it worked. Like it actually went to the other topic in like all caps. And I was like, yeah, all right. I don't know. It's kind of gratifying when somebody successfully makes it through and is like, yeah, I made it work. I did that. Like, yeah, you did. Well, it's a good feeling.
We absolutely can't forget about the mentors who gave their time and dedicated their time each week to catch up with their mentees and provide general guidance as to how to navigate a career in tech.
I definitely didn't come from a background where I knew about job types in the tech field as much. I moved to the US as a refugee, and so for me, I've always tried to figure out how do I contribute back to communities that, don't have access to jobs in tech as much. And so when this opportunity came up, I really liked the intention behind creating this opportunity. It felt like the way you were recruiting and finding candidates was very intentional versus taking the shortcut of just trying to place someone or someone that's related to that person. And so the fact that there was so much work put in the early part of the program really wanted me to be a part of it.
So looking at my background and how I started within Dynamics myself, getting help from others and also up to date as to get a lot of help and learn from others. So I found it as a big opportunity for me to be able to help others to embark on the journey. And apart from helping others, also learning from others while also learning on the journey as well.
It's one thing that I didn't realize it would help me is I obviously am in a pre-sales role, and I've really learned, I think this has pushed me in the art of simplifying this applications that I work with and I sell. Sometimes we just assume that people just understand tech. And so being able to talk to someone and mentor someone that's not from the field has really helped me even get better in my job of understanding how do I choose the more non-technical terms, for example, to simplify things, to really help make her understand what this field is about. And so that's been good for me, even in my own job, I feel like.
So I can honestly say that we had such amazing support with all our mentors and trainers that I want to publicly thank them all for their support of our cause and support of the Power Platform School, dedicating time and sharing your experience, knowledge, and guidance, and listening, truly listening to the experiences and the journeys and aspirations of our Power Platform participants is, in my belief, a piece of the puzzle to create shared understandings and begin to chip away at the many of the hurdles faced by many Black people when trying to enter into the tech arena. And in this round of the Power Platform School, we had 30 participants, 30 mentors, and 35 trainers in total across the UK and the US. Together, we did something. We built a community of new power addicts who are ready to learn more about this amazing platform that has the power to transform lives. To all of you, I can say how utterly grateful I am. I really do thank each of you, all the participants, the mentors, and the trainers for playing a part, and hope that your journey with the Power Platform School and the Power Platform does not stop here, but that it continues to grow. So speaking of growing, the team that has really worked with me to put this all together is here. And I want to stop and have a massive round of applause for all of them. Take yourself off mute. We can't hear you. Awesome. So some of the team would really like to share their thoughts on why the Power Platform School is important to them. Roll VT.
Well, before I made my transition into business apps, I was in network engineering, and I always helped our community with teaching young men, basic IT skills. So it's always been part of my desire to help them grow. But I never thought about doing it with business apps, with the Power Platform or D365. So really, when the Power Platform School came, it was like a light bulb went off, and it was like, wow, you can really, really help people with this. So my main driver is just to give people a shot, an opportunity like I was given, and, maybe a better quality of life. And, I think it'll grow and it'll help out the community a lot. So that's really my driver, is just to help everyone out.
I know in the U.S., there's so many communities that are struggling. They don't have good career options. And I also teach, at Morehead State right now. And fortunately, they do have some classes on D365 and on how to get into consulting, but it's just super rare to have any sort of formal education offerings that even allow people to know that this is an option. I know when I went to undergrad, I thought I would never be in tech. I didn't realize that there was a tech role that didn't require programming and learning how to code. And so I just think it's an unknown industry, and that the Power Platform School kind of opens that door and gives people a chance to enter our industry and get a fulfilling and rewarding and good paying career option that, doesn't require a 4-year degree, which is obviously a big hurdle too, from a financial and time perspective, that not everyone, can obtain that. It's just not realistic. Nor does the 4-year degree even prep them for this career, open the door for this career. So I just feel like we give people a chance, and if we help these communities, that it will snowball, will pay it forward. And I want to help because people have helped me. I have a strong network and a strong support system, and I have time and skills, and I can pass that on to help other people. And then, hopefully they pay it forward too.
So for me, this is easy. This is where my passion lies. Being a part of the Power Platform School just felt like the right thing to do. Firstly, I am an advocate of supporting and ensuring that Black, Asian, and minority groups get equal representation across everything. Now, taking it to the technology front, taking it to the Microsoft space, this is just an opportunity for me to give back. I am blessed to be where I am. It hasn't been an easy journey. So anything to be able to make that possible for somebody else is such a great feeling. I'm just so happy to be part of this, and I know the difference it will make to so many other people. I've got a daughter, and it's just an amazing feeling knowing I am changing something. I'm changing the statistics when it comes to Black, Asian, and minority groups. And it's just a great feeling helping other people to get the opportunity to get into such amazing careers. It's just the right thing to do. Love it.
Hello, and welcome to the Power Platform School Hackathon season. Thank you so much for joining us, and such a huge thank you to Trisha and team for making this possible. My name is Donna Sarkar. I head up advocacy for the Power Platform here at Microsoft. Right now, I'm at my home in Seattle, Washington, in my design studio where I shoot all my videos. I so wish I could be there with you and celebrate and see all of the cool hacks you're doing. But unfortunately, I think this hackathon is in like the middle of the night my time, which, you know, as hackathons go, that's when it should be. So I'd love to talk to you about something that's pretty important to me, and I think something that is becoming increasingly important to the world, and that is inclusion in teams. So at first you may think this is, oh my God, one of those hippy-dippy social justice topics and I don't need to listen. But actually it's a business decision. And let me share with you why. So imagine the number of people on this planet, right? 8 billion-ish. If we only build, keeping in mind people just like us, we're gonna wind up building products for like 1 billion people. It doesn't even matter who you are. If you're based in Lagos, Nigeria, and you build with only Nigerians, you're gonna build for maybe 1 billion people. So people in Africa, population 1.2 billion. If you build in the US and keeping the Americas and Western Europe in mind, you're going to build with 1 billion people in mind. So why would you not build technology for the other 7 billion people? That's a lot of money, and it's a lot of people that you can actually go and make things for. So there's 2 stories I'd love to share with you that are real and that both happened to me. First of all, a few years ago, I went to Lagos, Nigeria, and I was doing a bunch of work there with startups. And one of the things that I realized was we lose power a lot in Lagos, Nigeria, like a lot. We lost power pretty much every day for about maybe 2.5 hours. Now, the Nigerians are completely used to this. While the lights were still on and we had power, they always had their laptops charging. And I always thought that was interesting. They're always charging their laptops, even in the middle of the day, they're charging. When the power started to go out, that's when I realized, okay, because that's when they have full charge, because they're fully expecting the power to go out. I learned something then. I took this knowledge that I learned, like offline, power outages, these are things. These are concepts that exist in a very large part of the world. This is true in Africa, it's true in Latin America, it's true in parts of Asia, it's true in a big chunk of the US, honestly. So whenever I work on a tech project, I keep in mind, what does it mean to not have power? And what does it mean to not have internet connectivity? Because often when power goes, internet goes, right? Okay. So here I am working on Power Platform. And in one of the spec reviews early when I joined the team, someone is demoing a bunch of app demos, like, okay, we're going to generate an app from here, and we're going to have a chat bot and do all this. So I raise my hand and I ask, what about offline? And they say, what do you mean, what about offline? I said, what about offline? What about the fact that there's going to be people who don't have electricity? There's going to be people who do not have internet connectivity. What are we doing about that? They said, literally a face like that. And they said, well, we haven't really thought about it. And I said, well, you have to before we release, because that's most of the world. If you're on an airplane, your app's not going to work unless you have good plane Wi-Fi. That's not happening. Just during this work at home time, people without internet connectivity have been so disproportionately affected. So it just being in that scenario of working with people who are used to not having internet and not having reliable electricity changed my mindset. I developed this empathy, and now it's always top of mind. I'll never build an app without thinking about what does offline look like. I'll never build a chatbot without thinking about what does offline look like. So your app or chatbot don't have to work perfectly offline, but you should figure out what that experience is. You should factor for it rather than being completely surprised by it. So the other one I'd like to talk to you about is accessibility. So most people think of accessibility as things that help people with disability, neurodiversity, or some sort of a mental health concern, right? And I would like to make a statement and say that accessibility features, or assistive technology as it's actually called, actually helps everyone. So I'll tell you a story. Month ago, maybe a bit over a month ago, I was asked to host our Ignite conference. It's a humongous conference, virtual right now, reaches, I want to say like 2 million people all over the world. It's a pretty big deal. So we're in the Microsoft Studios, which is like huge ordeal. There's big cameras everywhere and this flying camera. And they say, okay, Donna, so introduce yourself and read these lines. They give me lines all on a teleprompter. And I can't read them. So I have dyslexia, and I have had this for a long time. But it generally doesn't affect me if I'm trying to read something like here right in front of me, but it affects me if I'm under stress, and it definitely affects me if I'm trying to read something on a screen that's far away with a bunch of people staring at me. Then everything gets jumbled, I get stressed, I get anxiety, I start seeing spots, I can't read anything, I just freeze. It's really embarrassing, it's not good. So the production team's like, okay, Donna, there are your lines, go. And I'm thinking, I have no idea what this is. So I had to raise my hand and tell them, I actually can't read this, and I had to tell them why. And they all look shocked. They're like, what are we gonna do? We have a host who can't read the lines, now what? So I worked with them, and we worked out a system. We figured out, take the lines, stop changing the lines, put them in a OneNote or like a Word document, and just give me the document. So using it, I take the document, I turn on Immersive Reader, which is a learning tool. So Immersive Reader works in Word, it works in OneNote, it works in Outlook, it works in lots of things. It spaces out the words, and it reads them out loud. This is a very good tool for people with low vision, people who are blind, people with dyslexia, people with any sort of like public anxiety. So I wound up doing this. I wound up having this read aloud into one ear. So it would tell me the lines, then I'd read it, acting like I'm reading from the teleprompter. And you know what? No one could tell. So that's a way that it helped me, who actually has like a neurodiversity, as it's called, like a neurodivergence, which is dyslexia. But so many people reached out and said, that's a cool hack and I would love to use it because my vision is not as great as it used to be. Like I'm quite farsighted, so I'm like squinting to read these words. I would love to use this hack. So I believe that every single one of us will be impacted by assistive technology at some point in our lives. Because honestly, we don't want to think about it, but we're all going to get older. We're all going to start losing our eyesight, losing our hearing, losing our mobility, having like carpal tunnel and arthritis. So every single one of us are going to be impacted by disability, neurodivergence, or mental health concerns at some point or another. So the tech we build in this world should keep those things in mind, because we're not just building for today's people who use assistive technology, we're building a world that we are going to live in the future. So thank you so much for participating in this hackathon. Please keep these two things in mind, that much of the world lives in offline, and much of the world needs assistive technology. And someday, we might be too. Thank you so much. Have an amazing event.
Hello, my name is William Dorrington, and I'm going to walk you through what to expect from the hackathon today. So let's make a start. Up first, the all-important agenda. So from 9:45 till 10:30, if you wasn't aware, we are doing presentations. Then at 10:30 all the way until 3:30, you'll be able to start hacking those epic solutions, and you're going to find out what solutions you're building in just a moment. Then from 3:30 until 4, you'll have 30 strong minutes to record all the awesomeness that you've managed to create. And we really can't wait to see it. And talk about seeing it, between 1600, so 4 o'clock, all the way until 5:30, we are going to play back all those epic solutions that you have built today. And I know there's a lot of excited people to see those. Then from 5:30 until 6:30, that's when the judging begins. That's when we see who has been voted as the winner of the hackathon. But of course, everyone's going to be successful from this. You're all giving up your time to build awesome solutions, help those Power Platform School participants to continue their journey through Power Platform. So let's move on to the next slide. Let's see what's up next. How to have a successful hackathon. Now, through our time of running hackathons, and we have ran a lot of hackathons, there's been certain things that stand out to us as being key components in winning teams or successful teams. Remember, you don't always have to win to be successful here. So they are teamwork, roles, plan, and enjoy yourself. Now, up first is teamwork. Now, this is obvious, but it's very crucial because the teams that work really well together are the ones that end up moving towards success. Now, you only have a finite amount of time, so ensuring you know what you're all doing, you're motivated to get to that end goal, and you're talking, chatting, and discussing. I know they're all the same things, just said in different ways, but it is crucial I hammer that point home. Then you will be successful because no one is going off like a wild cannon and doing their own thing. Although sometimes you do get a little bit of innovation from that. Up next is roles. So I know it sounds a bit official to have a role. We're on a Saturday hacking away, but actually it's crucial. Knowing what you're meant to be doing within your team is key. And sometimes that can be project managing as well, ensuring that you don't have a crazy amount of scope creep, that you're starting off with a solution this big because you've only got a finite amount of time, and then suddenly someone's building the Sistine Chapel and someone has to go, whoa, bring that scope back in. We don't want you going crazy. Let's meet up afterwards and we can go crazy. Maybe we can build this tomorrow on Sunday as well, and it'll be epic. Then up next is plan. So I know how tempting it is. Just rush in. Let's go and get a Canvas app going straight away. Let's build some epic user interface. Oh my God, this looks amazing. Let's put some animations in. But then all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, the data model isn't quite fit for purpose. So remember, let's start with a bit of the virtual pen and paper and draw out exactly where we want to go, what solution we're building, what the data model is going to look like. So how's the data structured? How's the user going to interact with it? And let's build up from there onwards and onwards to get that sort of high level architectural drawing of what your team is going to build today. And then last but far from least, it is a Saturday. You are doing something awesome. You're part of the Power Platform School Hackathon. So have fun. You know, if you want to crack open a beer or a big chocolate bar, whatever it is, whatever makes you have fun, kick back, then do that. Put some music on and let's, get stuck in and really, really enjoy yourself. Now, this is the key moment, right? It's, okay, what are we building today? These are the solutions that need building. So up first, the first solution is supporting Black and minority-owned businesses. So lots of people would like to support businesses that are coming from the BAME community, but they don't always know where they are. And there's a lot of positives from enabling people to know where they can go and support these businesses and where these businesses exist. And what that actually enables is these businesses have been proven to actually help their community because they work in the local community and can work with the leaders of the local community to solve community particular issues. And really councils etc aren't always that close to it, but the local businesses are. So ensuring there's a mechanism to get down to those local businesses is absolutely crucial. Now, locally owned businesses also provide local jobs that actually pay better. They give a better rate of working and they actually help give back. So that's another route for why this is such an important solution to build. And then, of course, we can't forget the fact that actually when you're helping BAME communities and when you're helping BAME business owners, it actually increases the diversity of goods and services offered in an area. And that helps actually positively contribute to the vibrancy of city centres. It brings a totally different aspect of life and it diversifies. And let's face it, diversification is what this is all about. It's about actually promoting that and helping each other. And by providing a solution where people can quickly go online maybe, or maybe even inquire in such a way where they can type in what are the local businesses within my area that are Black and minority owned that I could go and get these services from. And by providing a solution that does that, will be absolutely fantastic. Now, I don't want to hint too much around what you could build there, but maybe there's a Power Apps portal genius on your team. Maybe there's something to do with customer voice and sending in inquiries that automate responses. And I know that you've all been playing around with Power Virtual Agents, and that's got to be a good way of doing this. So I can't wait to see what happens there. Up next is social marketing automation. So small businesses want to market and promote their services and their products. And being able to do that in a very simple manner is absolutely crucial. Now, let's face it, social media rules the world now. It is the online marketplace where you have a voice and you can shout about what you're up to. Now, ensuring that you can provide services and market these services very quickly through social media is normally what helps a business be successful. And maybe we can help with that ourselves using the Power Platform with those great connectors like Twitter, like Facebook, like LinkedIn. Maybe we can build some sort of solution where they can schedule posts that go out at certain times of day and target the audiences they need to speak to. And maybe you can be a little bit more intelligent than that. Maybe we can add some further automation in that really looks at, the way you're writing out a post. What's the sentiment of that post that you're writing? Maybe give some active feedback to the marketing creators and move on from there. Now, this is a great opportunity to be very creative. All of these solutions are, but I think this one is going to be really interesting to see what comes out the back of it. Now, on top of this, the third solution that we're looking at is managing bookings and appointments. So small businesses like barbershops really need the ability for clients to actually view a calendar and see what services are available and what spaces they can book in. So say I'm going for a haircut. I want to be able to go onto maybe an online portal, maybe actually look at the bookings functionality that's provided by Microsoft, and I want to see what is available. When can I go and get my haircut? So I might click, 10:30 in the morning, and then go, fantastic, there's an available slot. I submit that off, and then what would you expect next? You'd expect a notification. So saying that, hey, you've booked your haircut, Will, we're all good to go. Now, we could build this using the Power Platform. And this is another solution that we're incredibly excited about seeing what the outcome is. And I can't wait to get out there, walk around those virtual desks on the Remo platform provided by CloudThing, and to see what you're all up to. Up next is inventory management. So small businesses will have both physical stores and also possibly e-commerce stores and vice versa. Knowing the flow of inventory and what I mean by that is stock through their businesses is absolutely crucial to ensure that they can supply orders as they come in and actually fulfill those requirements, to ensure they've got future stock that's processing through, and to know what they have on hand at any given time so that they can look into their future needs of their business. Now, on top of that, actually managing the orders that are flowing in and through the business is absolutely crucial, and actually being able to fulfill those orders and let the customer know the status of them. If we could provide an inventory management and order management system by leveraging the Power Platform, that would really help enable small businesses, especially when they start coming out of the pandemic. This is a solution we're incredibly excited about. You can really involve all aspects of the Power Platform here. I'm definitely not going to give any hints away because I think this is one where you can go and run a riot and we can really see some absolute innovation emerge from this. Now, up next, we have the submissions. This is where you actually get to show us what you've been building. So this is done in 3 really easy steps. First of all, record a video of your Power Platform solution. Now, one thing I must tell you is it cannot be longer than 5 minutes. Any minute, any second, any moment that goes over 5 minutes, we will stop. We will literally just watch it for those 5 minutes only, and then we're going to cut the video. Now, another aspect is we would like to see all your team involved in the presentation if it's feasible. So keep that in mind too, please. So once you've got this video, the next step is to upload it to YouTube. Once that's finished rendering, please go to the link you see on the screen, and this will be shared as well. Select your team from the drop down, paste your video URL into the form provided, and submit your solution. So in those 3 easy steps, we will have your solution, and then we'll be able to broadcast it to everybody else and show what you've been up to today. And we really can't wait to see that. Now, up next is social media. Now, there's some fantastic stuff happening today. We're all coming together to build solutions for small businesses. And on top of that, we are at the end of the Power Platform School. And the participants have been training really hard over the past weeks to actually learn the Power Platform. Now we need to come together and spread the word of this fantastic initiative and program and really sing our hearts out there. So please go to Twitter, go to LinkedIn, go to Facebook, go wherever you want. Go and just eat, order kebab, and then leave a review telling them how awesome the stuff is that we're doing today. And use the hashtag PPSHack, Power Platform School Hack, that stands for, in case you're wondering. And we've also got down the bottom there the different handles and links to the various LinkedIn pages for Power Platform School and TDG, which we will share shortly. So let's answer that all-important question. Who do I need to bribe? No, but all seriousness, who are going to be the judges for the US? So let's meet them. We have three. Up first is Teo Daniel. He's the president and co-founder at Eterna. But on top of this, he's done music, he's involved in marketing, public speaking, and on top of all that as well, he helped create Shop Local MSP. He is definitely a man who has done it all and is definitely one that you're going to have to dig deep to impress. We then have Mr. Vollmer, Ben Vollmer himself, a Microsoft community giant and a larger-than-life person. He is an absolute genius of a man and definitely one of the world-leading experts on anything to do with field services. So when you start looking at inventory management and some of the more complexities behind some of the solutions, Ben is definitely going to be the judge that you wish to impress. He is also the Senior Vice President of Product Management at IFS. Now, last and far from least is Carl Hill. He's the Senior Global Director of Digital Sales and Services at Avanade. He knows everything that you need to know about the Microsoft technology, and trust me, you can press him on this. He is an absolute machine when it comes to Microsoft. He will be on site today, roaming around the Remo conference hall, so please do reach out and grab him if you want to speak to him. Now, the judging criteria. I'm not going to walk through all four key pillars in granular detail, but I am going to provide a quick highlight of each, and then I'll provide a link to this material afterwards. So the first category is user experience. Now, what we really want to see there is actually, can we pick up this solution as the intended user and just get on with the way we're meant to interact with it, the tasks that are meant to be carried out with it, and get the job done all the way through that particular process, depending on what it is that you choose. So is it intuitive? Now, the next stage is functionality. Now, is the functionality that you've applied to your solution correct for what the solution is meant to be doing? Does it go along with the topic that you have chosen? Is the information displayed correctly? Or is it actually really hard to use and to read? And actually, are all the features that you've involved in your solution applicable? Or have you just gone crazy and thrown loads of stuff down because it's just good fun to do? Then we've got creativity and innovation. So have you thought outside the box? What have you actually leveraged from the Power Platform that might make this quite unique, and actually you've thought of a different way of addressing the issue? So really, this is the area that I quite like looking at. What is that wow factor that you've brought to the table? And up next is alignment of technology and adoption. So is the technology you used for your solution the fit for purpose? I imagine I was going in wanting to build a meeting and bookings request solution. Maybe it's for the barbershop scenario we spoke about earlier, but you've actually built it on a Canvas app, which can't be presented externally, i.e. it can't be used, so it doesn't actually meet the solution's requirements. And then what you've built is it been built in such a complex way that when a small business tries to take it on, they have to invest a load of money into support from specialists to actually use it or adjust it or improve it in any way that they need. So that's a level of the alignment of technology and adoption that we'll be assessing today. Now, a very important slide, our sponsors. Without the sponsors of the Power Platform for School Hackathon, we wouldn't be able to provide prizes. We wouldn't even be able to provide the platform that we're using today that you're listening to this presentation on. So thank you so much to Nimbitech, CloudThing, and Hitachi Solutions. We have shared their details online on the TDG LinkedIn. We will be sharing this again. We really encourage you to go and check out all the great work that these three companies do. So thank you so much. Now, Power Platform School Hackathon prizes. Now, what is it that we can help the Power Platform School participants win today that is really going to enable them further in their career. So up first is a iPad mini for recognition for being engaged, supportive to other participants, and really taking on the knowledge of the Power Platform School over the past few weeks. Now, this will be announced by Tricia at some point during the hackathon. Then, for the winners of each region of the hackathon, there is a £100 Amazon gift card each. So the UK will get a £100 Amazon gift card for the overall winner, and then also the same for the US respectively. And then for the global winner, so the best solution from both the UK and the US, so the overarching winning solution will actually win a Surface, Microsoft Surface Go, and that's been provided by Hitachi Solutions. So before we get onto the slide that we are all anticipating, let's not forget that special person, the genius behind the Power Platform School itself. And of course, I'm talking about Tricia Sinclair. A huge shout out to what she's enabled here. She has really created something that is absolutely, quite frankly, mind-blowing. And I'm sure we're all virtually applauding her. Thank you so much for this, Tricia, and for getting everybody involved and enabling us to really come together as a community. So that only leaves me with one thing to say. Go and hack, and I'll see you out there. What are you waiting for? Go, go, go.